Good afternoon, ladies and gents. So this is going to be episode 4 of the chicken coop build. You can see the chicken coop behind me there. And the little intro there, you saw me assembling my nesting box that I got. So I got all the stuff in that I ordered, finally came in, which was a chicken feeder, a chicken waterer, the chicken door, and then the nesting box. So I'll go over that stuff here in a minute. Just want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. All right, so here's all the stuff that I ordered. So this is a chicken waterer. Basically, it's a bucket with these little pieces on the bottom that the water drains into, and then the chickens drink out of that. This is just a simple chicken feeder. And both of these will be inside of the coop. This is my chicken door, which this thing is pretty awesome. It was a little pricey, but it basically is self-locking. So this goes inside of some rails, which are in the side there. And then see these little tabs on the bottom. So as the top is pulled, see how those tabs go in? So once it comes down, then it locks. And this is part of a system, which I didn't get the motor, but there's a motor that you can attach. So there's a string that attaches to the top of this. And then there's a little battery powered motor with a timer that will go up above it. So you set, if you want the door to open at 6 a.m. and close at 6 p.m., you put in those times, and then the door will open and shut on its own. So down the road I will get that, but it's kind of pricey. I think it's for the little timer motor thing, it's $100 something. So I will get that eventually. And then this is my nesting box that I got. And this is Best Nest Box by Unique. And this thing is pretty cool. This is a community nesting box. So all of my chickens will use this one box, and it's designed so that when they lay their egg in there, the egg rolls out, and then you access it right here. So that's where all the eggs will roll out to. So this box is mounted in the wall, will be somewhere in here, and then this is going to be the outside of the coop, and then this will be on the inside of the coop. And then also they have the roosting bar here, folds up and down, and this company actually sells an automated device as well that will raise and lower this arm for you. So at night, I guess, if you don't want the chickens in there messing around doing whatever, because chickens are troublemakers, you close it up, and then in the morning you'll have it come down, and they know it's time to go in and do their business. And chickens typically will lay their eggs in the morning, especially if they get used to a schedule. If things are on timers and whatnot, they'll get used to that. And then over here, I have a stack of stuff. This is going to be all of my fence posts, which are 4x4s and then 2x4s. And then these will be my my corners. I elected to do the 4x4s instead of the round posts, just because it's a little bit cleaner look, and it's actually cheaper too. But it will do the same thing. And for a chicken coop, or a chicken run area, it doesn't need to be like some super, fence, but that's going to be pretty sturdy with that. And then I got the chicken wire, of course, and then T-posts, which will go about every 10 feet in between where the corner posts are. So I have pretty much all my materials now that I need to finish this project out. And then, of course, this stuff will be getting mounted into the chicken coop. All right, so I'm out at the coop and getting ready to do the framing to install this nesting box. So I had installed this 2x4 because I still wasn't sure what I was going to be doing for a nesting box with the time that I did it. It ends up I'm going to have to pull this out, which is pretty easy. There's just 2 screws on either end. And then I'm going to have to lay that flat. So it's about 1.5 inches too tall for the nesting box to get past the top there. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to end up cutting it so that it fits in between the 2x4s, and then it's going to lay down flat. Actually, I'll probably end up cutting it about the size of the nesting box, and then I'm going to put a 2x4 on either side, and then the nesting box is going to slide into that frame. And then, of course, I'll paint everything, and then there will get paneling here on the sides to match, you know, the paneling on the sides. I already got this framed up. I decided to go ahead and use 2x6s on this because I wanted to push the nesting box out a couple more inches. So basically what I did was I chopped the 2x4 that was in there. I removed that piece. I put a 2x6 in flat so that it actually went from the same spot where the 2x4 was. I put a 45 on the bottom here, and then 2x6 up to this point. There's a lip here which I will, I'm going to put some kind of just a little rain guard here. If I can find a scrap piece of the metal roofing that's big enough just to put right here, then that'll go there. So the principle behind this is I want the nesting box to fit in there snug. There's two mounting holes, which are the tabs right here at the top. So that's basically all that's going to be holding the nesting box in. So if I need to take the nesting box out to clean, or like to do any repairs to it or whatever, then it's very easy to just remove it. So I wanted to talk to you guys a minute about a program called the Amazon Associates Program. And this is a program that I started a while back and I never really used. Basically the way the Amazon Associates Program works is if I put links in the description of my videos for products that I use or buy, and you guys click on those links and you go to Amazon and you buy that product or any product, then a percentage goes to my channel for my associates program. It doesn't cost any more for you guys. There's no difference in the price of the product or shipping. You won't even see anything different. The only thing that it does is Amazon gives me like 1% or something like that, 1 or 2%, I forget what it is, basically because it was an associated sale for my account. I recently got an email saying that my Amazon Associates program was going to be canceled because it's never been used. So I wanted to ask you guys a favor. I'm going to put the links for this stuff that I bought from Amazon down in the description below. So if you shop on Amazon or you buy stuff from Amazon, if you could click on one of the links below, go to Amazon, buy whatever you want to buy. You don't have to buy a chicken feeder, you know, or a chicken door or anything like that unless you need one. But if you just click on the link and then you go and you buy something, then I'll get credit for that. So I need to get 3 associated sales, otherwise they'll close my program, which is not a big deal, but it's something that, you know, down the road would be nice to have, just something a little extra. It's not like you make a lot of money from it, but it'll be something to help out the channel and help me out. So if you guys could do that, I would appreciate it. So back to the build. All right, this is installed, or well, it's just set in there. And then you see the tabs that I was talking about, so that's how it will attach. It will otherwise be, you know, just the weight of it is what's going to be holding it in there. And then, like I said, I'm going to add some sort of a little roof piece here just to cover this up. Yeah, I just preferred to have this sticking out a couple of inches. And that'll give me also a board or two to run this siding into. I'll put an extra tab here that I could screw in, and then that will go in there. So I think that's done with this part. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this panel off, and I'm going to figure out where I'm going to be mounting the door at. And then I will install 2 2x2s between the bottom 2x2 and the 2x4 that's here. 2 vertical 2x2s, and then that's what the rails for the door will be screwed into. So let me go show you how the door goes together. All right, so this is the chicken guard door. There's these plastic rails here, and these, yeah, this way. They just snap together like that. This is the bottom piece, so this is what the latch goes into. So as this comes down, then you see how the latch is in there, so it can be pulled up. I don't think any mongoose would be able to figure that out. This is helpful in areas where people have to deal with raccoons, because a raccoon could easily slide this door up if there was no lock and get in and, you know, eat a chicken or eat eggs or whatever. So this piece is going to go together like that. And then the measurement that I'm looking for is going to be what these rails are mounted apart here for these screws. So if you can picture this as my piece of paneling on the side, on the back, I'm going to need to put in a couple 2x2s behind the paneling, and then that's what these rails will screw into. And then this door will just slide in from the top, and then this has a little spring action on it, and that's what releases the lock, and then it slides open and shut. So that's going to be the next piece that I'm going to be working on. All right, inside the coop, I have my 2x2s cut, and then these are going to get mounted in here. I put some pocket hole screws, or pocket holes in there that I will put screws in. And the measurement for the door is basically 10 inches, so all I have to do is make sure that the inside measurement between these two is 10 inches. And then that'll be enough for the doors. There's plenty of space for the rails to screw into these from the outside, of course. So I'm going to mount these in here, and then I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to cut or draw the shape onto the inside of the panel, so that when I pull this panel off, I can cut that piece out, and then I'll mount the door on from the outside. All right, I have the door marked, and I'm getting ready to cut it out. So the size of the door is 10 inches across, and it's 12 inches tall. So that's the size of the opening. And then the door will be, you know, once it opens, will be above that. So that's the opening for the chickens to go in and out. 10 inches by 12 inches. I guess that's all you need. All right, panel is back on. So now that I have the hole for the door cut, I'm going to go ahead and nail this panel on so that it will be permanent. And then the last thing I'm probably going to do for today is I'm going to run some caulking around all of these seams, as well as around the chicken box, so that tomorrow I can paint. I mean, it'll just be like a second for you guys, but that's going to be what I'll do to finish this up tonight, since it's getting late. All right, I added my little roof piece here and put caulking on everything, so that way you can sit till tomorrow and dry. I also added in a second 2x4 here on both sides, so that when I put the paneling on here, I have something to nail into on this edge. That little roof will be just perfect, and then once it's all painted, you know, it'll be good, weatherproof. And then when I do the paneling, it'll come up underneath here, so should be good. Then over here on the door, put all the caulking around the door. Then this will all get painted white on the inside to match. I just wanted to put caulking on that edge first before I painted all this, and then everything will get painted. So that is it for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, it is early the next morning, and I got out here already and put the initial coat of paint on this part, and also around the door in there you can see. So this will probably get one more coat, possibly even two. I'll see how it finishes, because these 2x6s will actually be exposed, as well as this little roof, so I want to make sure that that is coated well enough. This part here will get covered by paneling, the same as this. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do this part here. I think I may end up just putting a trim piece right here and then stopping the paneling right there where the roof is, the little roof. And then of course there will be trim pieces on the corners all around, just like I did on the, on the shed, on the pump house. Like everything has that same kind of trim accent. And then I am going to mount this door once I'm done painting and the paint all dries. And then of course I'll have to remove the door rails once I get ready to paint the side of this, which I need to go buy more of that blue paint, and we will probably end up getting a 5-gallon bucket of that, just because it's the paint for everything for the house and shed, dog house, pump house, chicken coop. Everything is that color. So, and that's kind of expensive. I think it's like $180 for the 5 gallons, but we'll need it because touch-up paint and all that. So pretty cool, huh? This, of course, is just temporary. I put a couple little fishing sinkers on here to keep weight on the string so it doesn't blow off. And then I added a little 2x4 support here, and then this is going to be the plank. And then of course I'm going to put some treads on here as well. So that's it for the chicken door. One more thing done. So this string setup, I basically just put a screw, a couple sinkers there on there, and then another screw to hook the loop onto. And then this will be temporary. Like I said, eventually I will buy the little battery powered timer motor, and then that will be mounted up here, and that will open and close the door for me on a schedule to let the chickens in and out, in case I don't want to get out of bed like real early one morning. And then that'll be the plank. This is a piece of redwood. I figure this is something that I'll have as long as it lasts, and then I'll just change it out. This 2x4 that I screwed in underneath the 2x6 was the cutoff for the where the nesting box was, so that's why it's partially painted. I'll go ahead and paint those ends as well to make sure that that's all done. And I'll probably end up running a bead of silicone along this joint here, just so no water gets in up under there and sits. And then this plank will get screwed down. And then, like I said, I'm going to add some treads on here. My roosting poles have a lot of fuzzies on it. Take care of those. So I'm starting the hard work. Digging the holes for my fence. I got a marker here. So that first line is 18 inches, which is my minimum. 24 inches would be nice. But digging in this is very rocky. This one here, we hit a large rock, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to get that out of there. So these two are going to be posts, 4x4 posts, and then they'll have 2x4 cross pieces. And this will be one side of where the gate is going to be. And then it'll continue down here. T-post is going to go here. I pounded it in a little bit, but obviously it didn't go in far enough. This T-post here is done. So this one is actually in as far as it needs to be. I had to dig out a little bit, and then I drilled into the rock a little bit and pounded it into the rock that's about 12 inches down, and then covered it back up. So that one's good. And there will be a T-post on this side. On either side of the chicken coop, there will be a T-post. And then it'll continue up the hill. And there will be 2 4x4s, actually 3. So this will be a corner. And then same thing on this side, it'll be a corner. There will be no T-post in between here because it's only going to be about 12 feet. So I may put one there, but I doubt it. And then it'll continue down along the tree line. You can see I have a T-post out there. I'll start to dig those in. So basically the T-post will be every 10 feet. But I'm not really going to show any of this work because it's just hard and tedious and sucks. All right, back to it. Okay, so I went ahead and got the nesting box mounted. As you can see, it's just the 2 screws there, and there's one there. I went to Home Depot this morning to buy some more paneling, and they were out. So covering up these holes and then doing the door on the other side is going to have to wait a little while. Yeah. So right now, anyway, I'm going to be focusing on the fence. So my chickens are going to be ready in about 2 weeks. So I need to get all this going and get it finished. So I got some hooks mounted up here in the rafters of the chicken coop. And I got some chain today and cut it to length. So I have my chicken water and chicken feeder both hung and ready to go. The chicken plank is installed. Nice big rock. Hottie, what are you doing? What? You're excited to see chickens, huh? Better not mess with them. Yeah, digging post holes in rock. Okay, so I have these posts in. I'm just basically getting measurements where to cut to put this 2x4 in, and then also 48 inches up, which is going to be this cutout. That'll be the top 2x4. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to saw this and then sink the 2x4 in so it's flush with this edge. And then this will be the edge that the fencing will attach to, and then continue down. And then these will, of course, get cut off once I figure out the height that I want. I'm probably going to leave, I don't know, maybe 6 inches here, and then I'll cut these off. So that's it. I'm going to pull these out. I'm going to cut those slots out, put this back together, put it in, and then I'll start mixing the concrete. All right, time to do the cement. I got this all mounted up. Everything's level and plumb. So go ahead and start filling these holes. This concrete's been sitting for about an hour or so, and it's setting up pretty nicely. Hati, get away from there. So that is just about done. This is going to sit overnight. Then I will pull these supports off, finish painting this, and start putting the fencing up. So I want to get the fencing on here just to keep the dogs out of it so they get used to that. And right now I can run the fencing up to the T-post just past the chicken coop. And then I will continue with the posts up above to the back corner, and then T-post down to here. And then there will be another set basically just like this will be right here where those two steel stakes are. And then the gate will end up being in between those. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap up this video. This one started getting kind of long. Just was doing a lot of stuff, so wasn't paying attention to the time. Anyway, I want to say thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. And if you could, don't forget to go use the Amazon links in my description and go buy something. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video. Aloha.